Hey nobodies. How is going? So you were at a concert and the music was really good, but you thought, wait, why does all the music sound the same? Don't worry. Today we will create sounds that don't exist. So get on, sit down, shut up and hold on because these will be really good. We will generate novel samples, try different models, make a beat, generate drum solos, and much less. Welcome to
This sound does not exist.
In this video, I will show you an interesting artificial intelligence audio project called HarmonAI. HarmonAI is a community-driven organization releasing open-source generative audio tools to make music production more accessible and fun for everyone. Is artificial intelligence made by musicians, for musicians? Doesn't that sound good? Yeah, of course. HarmonAI published a model called Stable Diffusion. The artificial intelligence model generates novel sounds using a technique called diffusion. In this technique, the model converts random white noise into sounds based on a pre-trained model that contains millions of parameters that were calculated during its training process. For now they are unconditional diffusion model. What means you are not able to do what we do with Stable Diffusion, where you use text to create new images. But for sure this will be possible in the near future. The model now generate 1 to 3 seconds of novel audio sample. So for now is more a sample generator than a music generator. But as you will listen, the samples are really unique.
Wait, so it's similar to Open A.I. Jukebox?
Well, both of them generate raw audio from models trained with raw audio. In the case of Jukebox, they first used convolutional neural networks to encode and compress raw audio and then used a transformer to generate new compressed audio that was then upsampled to turn it back into raw audio. The Jukebox model was trained on a raw dataset of 1.2 million songs and used metadata and lyrics scraped from LyricWiki. In HarmonAI, instead, you have different models that were trained with more bounded datasets that you have available, and the idea is that the community share the models that were trained with datasets defined by a particular sound or aesthetic.
Wow. Sounds interesting, but how can we use it to generate our own sounds?
Well, first there is a Discord server with a helpful community. You should join it. Then, you have 2 main notebooks that you can use on your own GPU, or, if you don't have a GPU, on Google Drive Colab. Suppose you are poor and don't have a GPU. Well, surely you have a Gmail account and then access to Google Drive. Then, in the HarmonAI GitHub repository, there are the links to the notebooks. First open Stable Diffusion notebook. And yes, we have a GPU to start playing with. First you have all the instructions to use the notebook and credits. What you'll have to do is run the notebook cells, one by one. One of the cells will ask for your Google Drive access. You have to give the permission. Then install the dependencies. And then create the models. As you can see, you have 6 models to play, all with their defined sounds and music genres. Glitch is a model trained on clips from samples provided by glitch.cool, which is a collective of artists orbiting the glitch aesthetic, so the sound generated with this model will sound like J-Man, Small, and Large are models trained on clips from Jonathan Mann's Song A Day project. The samples taken from this model are something like this. Maestro is a model trained on piano clips from the Maestro dataset, so the samples will be only piano music. Unlocked is trained on clips from the Unlocked Recordings dataset. The samples generated by this model sound something like this. And finally Honk, that was trained on recordings of the Canada Goose from Zeno Canto. In the Colab notebook you have those models, but what is interesting is the models the community is sharing. Take a look in the Discord server in the model sharing channel. If you want to use one of the checkpoints files the community is sharing or some that you train, just upload the file to Drive, select Custom in the model name and insert the path here. So, you select the model you want to use and then you have to set some parameters, the sample rate and the sample size, and then run the cell to create the model. To generate new sound you also have parameters. How many audio clips to create is the batch size. Number of steps, 100 is a good start. More steps trades off speed for quality. Multiplier on the default sample length from the model. Allows for longer audio clips at the expense of VRAM. So here we have the new sounds we generated. You also can generate your own sounds by adding noise to an audio file and running it through the model to be denoised. New details will be created, pulling the audio closer to the sonic space of the model. The more noise you add, the more the sound will change. The effect of this is a kind of style transfer on the audio.
Wow, it's amazing. So, we can use these samples to produce our own music?
Yeah, so, let's create some music with some of the samples. I particularly like hip-hop and especially beats sampled from Dirty Vinyl Records. I love that fried egg sound. So why don't we create some beats? The unlocked model is ideal for us. So I generated some samples using the unlocked model. Take some sample I like. Add some drums. Edit a little bit. Add a nice bass. And boom, here you are. New beats to rap your lyrics. Yo, yo, yo.
What a beat to talk about. How a sample from a noise.
Hell yeah, I love it. These sounds are completely new sounds, sounds that didn't exist before. Could I use them to produce my own music?
Well, yes. You could generate your own sounds using the models, but if you are a little bit lazy, I made this webpage called thissounddoesnotexist.org where you have a bunch of sounds and samples to listen and download.
Wow, thank you. What if I want to create sounds based on my own collection of music?
If you want to train your own model with your own samples, you have to use the Stable Diffusion fine-tune notebook. I have a collection of drummers' records with a lot of drum solos like this one. Or this one. Or this one. So, why don't we train a model to generate drum solo that do not exist? So, open that notebook and run the cells. To train a model, you have to set the name for the fine-tune project, the path to the directory of audio data to use for fine-tuning, the directory path for saving the fine-tuned outputs, the sample rate, and then run. In my case, I trained the model for 12 hours. Every 500 steps the model saved the checkpoints. That is why I have all this checkpoint files. With this, I come back to the first notebook and use my model. And let's see what it generates. And boom, I generated an endless broken solo drums that I used to make this that you can listen in a description link. Thanks a lot. Now you know how to generate your own novel samples. What a wonderful moment to produce music and art with the help of artificial intelligence. See you in the next video.